Hey guys, Tamara from With a Pump. Today I want to talk to you about the best ways to freeze your breast milk, okay? There are a lot of different options depending on how many ounces or bags of milk you have, so let's go through all of them. So you have yourself a full bottle or you have yourself a quarter bottle, whatever it is. If you want to freeze it, if it's extra, let's talk about what we're going to do. So we have our breast milk bags. This one is Target. I also like the Langino bags. I like the bags that freeze super flat. I have always pumped a lot of milk, so I like being able to freeze them really flat. But if you don't care about that, I will show you other options. So here's what you're gonna do. Take your breast milk bag, take a Sharpie. On the bag, you're gonna write the date of whatever the date it is that you pumped it or the day that you froze it. It doesn't matter which one it is, one or the other. Then you can write the amount of ounces that you have in. I want to just throw options out for you. I always and only bag 6 ounces, so I don't write the amount of ounces on it because for me, I know that it's 6 ounces. If you are freezing different amounts of ounces, you should definitely go ahead and write down how many ounces are in the bag, okay? So we have 3 ounces, 929. Now we're ready to freeze. So take your bag, open it up. 2 options here. Number 1 is to pour the milk directly into the bag. Literally just to pour it directly in. Usually it's fine. Some people, I just have to give you a little tip, use a flange and they use it as a funnel to make sure that no milk spills out anywhere else. Just a preference of how you like it. There's no right or wrong. That's an option for you. So you filled up the bag. Make sure you see the capacity of the bag. This says do not fill past 6 ounces. This goes up to 6 ounces. Here's what you're gonna do. 2 options here to make this, to take the air out of this bag, okay? Number 1 is closing this halfway, squeezing the milk up from the bottom all the way so it gets to the top, and then closing the rest of the bag. Look at that, vacuum sealage. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, I will tell you, is again closing halfway, putting your bag along the side of your countertop, and essentially getting the rest of the air out too, and then closing it. Does the same thing. Doesn't matter which one. I personally use the squeeze up method. Gets some people nervous. It's totally fine. Now it's flat. Let's get on to the next step. Get yourself a cookie sheet. You don't need to use such a big cookie sheet. You can use a half sheet. You can use a fish stick box. You need a flat surface that's gonna go into your freezer. Okay, here's what we're gonna have. You take all your bags. This one's already frozen. And you're gonna lay it down gently. Let me show you the rest of it. You're gonna take all your milk. 1, 2, depending on how big your sheet is. Let's line this up. Remember, technically these bags will all be liquid, but you can just line them up. Obviously, most people don't have this amount of liquid bags, but if you do, I wanna teach you how to do it. And if you don't, you can do this one at a time. You also, if you really need to, can lay them on top of each other as well. That's really for like huge oversuppliers, but I want to help everyone. If you only have 1 bag, you just put 1 bag on the cookie sheet or on top of a fish stick box, and there you go. Now you take this, I feel like I'm on a cooking show. It'll be ready in about 12 to 15 hours. Stick it in, and you're done. Then when it comes out, let me show you what we're gonna do. After that commercial break, call me Rachel Ray, everyone. Take out our cookie sheets. Look at it, it's all nice and frozen. Now we're gonna do something that's called building a brick, and let me show you how it's done. You take a gallon freezer Ziploc bag. We're gonna do 9 bags across, 1 standing up, 1 standing down, like a puzzle. 1 up, 1 down. 1 up, 1 down, 1 up, 1 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 9 across. 9 across. 1 on top. Zip it up. This keeps it tight. This keeps it in the freezer so that you know where everything is. And this keeps it a little bit extra protected because it's in a freezer bag. This is called a brick, and you can have multiple of these that stack up next to each other in your freezer. Another neat trick that you can do is label your bags, either by month or by day. If this is the first brick that you've ever made, you put a nice 1 on it. Why? Can you see that one, guys? 1, because now you know that you're up to number 1. And you can keep like a notepad in your phone, which just says what number brick you're up to, so you always know which one is the oldest. You want to start with the oldest milk first and go forward. If you want to just write July or December, whatever month we're in, and just take out all the Decembers at once, that is fine too. But this way, what you want to do is you want to be using the oldest milk first. Here are your bricks. And there you have it. Let's talk for a minute about if you're only freezing 1 or 2 bags, you don't really have a lot, which is completely fine. You're gonna do the same thing. Open your bag, write down the amount of ounces on it because you probably don't have the same amount. So let's say we have 2 ounces in this bag and today is 12/26, okay? Write the year, maybe write the year. Okay, let's say I have 2 ounces left. I pumped 2 ounces. My baby's not going to eat it. I don't want it to go into the garbage. What am I gonna do? You're gonna take said 2 ounces, pour it into the bottle. Options. I would still tell you, even with only 2 ounces in here, I would still take all the milk out. Think about when you're freezing food, right? We wanna take as much air out, we wanna seal as much as possible. However, options here. If you don't take the air out, it's fine. I think that you should do it. You can, again, use the same option of freezing it flat. Obviously, it's going to be really, really flat. If you want to just stand it up and freeze it in your freezer like this, you definitely could. It obviously is not the best amount of space, but if you only have a few bags, then it doesn't really matter. There's nothing wrong with the milk doing it like this. This is an Amita bag. It's very, very similar to the Medela bags, if you ended up liking those. This is kind of how we'll freeze. These don't brick as well, but if you don't need a lot of milk, it doesn't really matter what bags you're using. So you can use, these come sometimes free with insurance. You can get any bags. These are from Target. Whatever method of freezing you're using is going to be based on how much milk you are producing and freezing. Now let's thaw it out. Check out my next video on how to thaw milk so you can use it.